Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another show. In today's show, well, we're going to be cooking in the kitchen. We're going to be doing vlog style again. Seems like you guys really enjoyed the last episode we did, so we're going to do that again. Today is Monday, February 2nd, and it's a national holiday out here in Mexico. Actually, the national holiday is February 5th, but you know how it is. When it's a banking holiday type thing, they usually do it on a Monday or a Friday. So this week they did it on a Monday. And again, we're going through a major cold snap. Again, look at me. I'm dressed. I'm all dressed up. Look, I got jeans on, got my shoes on, I got everything on. It's so early in the morning. And it's simply because it's 55 degrees outside right now. It was colder this morning, but at least for us, again, we're used to 100 degrees or more. This is very cold. So I just already came from my morning routine, where I walked Gizmo around the neighborhood. And I'm about to start my coffee and start my day. Today we got a lot of things to do. I mean, normally on Mondays, I'm working. But this week, since I got a lot of things on my plate, we're going to be doing the cooking for, Gizmo in the week and a bunch of stuff today. But you guys already saw that last episode, so I'm not going to be going through too much of that today. There's a bunch of other stuff I got to do today, like I finally got to get, the dehydrator here, and I got to get it on that table back there. And, I got to do a lot of work and organization and stuff like that around the house and the kitchen to start getting this whole thing ready for business. As you guys know, I'm starting a little business, and I've been so busy with so many things, I haven't really been able to do much. So, all right, guys, I got to wake up. I got to get my coffee in me, and I got to do a few things first before we get started. So without further ado, let's get that coffee going. Well, as I was about to get started in the kitchen, Christian woke up and she told me that today is El Día de la Candelaria, February 2nd. So anyways, long story short, I gotta go get some tamales. And again, today's a holiday out here, so I'm gonna have to go and make my way to another part in the neighborhood. Someone was selling on Facebook, so I'm gonna go pay them a visit and get some tamales for the wife, and then get to work in the kitchen. Now, again, you guys know I get on the bike to go do things, but I'm just going around the block. I'm not gonna get the whole setup with the microphone and all that ready to go just to go get some tamales. So I'm just gonna take you guys with me real quick, and you guys will just see me grab the tamales and bring them home to the wifey. She might not want to be on camera because she's not feeling so well. All of us are getting over some sort of cold or under the weatherness or something like that. I'm actually feeling pretty good, but not so much like a couple days ago. This time more of a traditional cold. So freaking cold out here, but we're all good, ready to go. So all right, let me hop on the bike, let me go get those tamales, and be right back. All right, we got the tamales in hand, ready to rock and roll. This is where I got them. Nice little fruteria in there. Took a little close-up shot so you can see what they sell. This is just a typical little store, country store, tiendita. as we like to call them out here in the neighborhood. So yeah, I'm just out here in my neighborhood. All right, you already know, we're about to get back on the bike and take these tamales to the wifey. All right, so we're finally back home, and my hand delivered the tamales to the wifey. And here, I'm gonna show you exactly, kind of what it looks like here. So yeah, I brought them in so she can eat them because she's very hungry. So she was actually just getting it ready to put in the little oven so she can warm it up and then put a little salsa on top and eat them. But yeah, they're like the typical Yucatecan tamale. That's why they don't look like the tamale you might be used to or seen before. But yeah, that's it, you know what I mean? So she's gonna have her brunch and I'm gonna get back to work. We got Gizmo here. He's been sniffing my jeans all day. He's not used to me wearing jeans. He's like, hey, where'd these come from? Why they smell like they've been stored in storage for a long time? Well, look at him. Look, he's gonna go get an iguana there. Look at him. It's a little typical day here in our lives. So, all right, guys, now that I'm back, I'm gonna get back to work. And again, today what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be making dinner. I'm thinking beef stew or something along the lines because it's so cold. And man, it'd be nice to have a little beef stew with some mashed potatoes, something along those lines. So I think I got all the ingredients to make that happen. So we're gonna be making that today on the show. And then we're gonna, yeah, like I said, rearrange the kitchen and just kind of get ready to start making fruit roll-ups soon, hopefully by the time that we do the next episode. So, all right, without further ado, let's get to work. All right, now we're talking. See, now I got its own little table with wheels, got its own little stand for the dehydrator. I had to get some wood, some leftover wood that we had, and I had to kind of make a little makeshift, you see, like got a board over here, bigger board, anyways, whatever. I had to kind of make a little thing here to kind of keep it steady so it doesn't move, and so that I can open the door with ease, because I was realizing that if I just put it on here, I couldn't open it because of this. You see those little, whatever. Anyway, so we got it there. So I'm using this, repurposing this little table that we had from the old house. We were using it for things there, and so we're just gonna go on. I put the wheels back on, and I'm just using it only for dehydrating purposes. So we got a little table here, and look at that, we got the table free, finally. All right, so now now it looks more like a normal looking table, so there we go. So now we can use it as intended, as a dining room table, because because of the machine and things weren't fitting, but now we can both fit there. Okay, so all right, we got this, and so now the reason I put it on wheels is because when I'm using it, I can put it wherever I want. Now I can put it on the wheels, and as you guys can see, I can just pop it here in the corner, and it's out of the way. Okay, beautiful. I got clean space, and that's it. So there you go. All right. And yeah, because I used a table that we were put there, that little thing there. So I just got a few things that were there. We got to kind of clean this up. Nothing major, but we got again, this is the most important thing, to clear that and to have that on its own table. So, all right. So I was just doing all that in the meantime while I was waiting for, Gizmo's chicken. Again, you guys already saw last video what I did. We got the sweet potato there. Look at this. We got the floating thing there. Remember, like a American Beauty? Anyways, I'm telling you. So, all right. And we're getting dinner ready. So, I'm waiting for this dinner to finish here because I use these pots. I want to use this pot in particular to make the beef stew. But anyways, we got the beef defrosting, as you guys can see there. Nice little piece of beef. And we got some potatoes. I only got 4. We got some carrots, we got an onion, got a leftover red onion there. So I'm gonna go on ahead and make something yummy and delicious there. Seems like the sweet potato's done. So again, I've got to, take care of that. You guys already seen. I'm not going to film all that. You guys already seen me do that. So, all right, I'm going to go on ahead and work on Gizmo's food. You still got to go, and then I'll film this. Don't worry about it. I'll let you guys know. I'll show you guys, when we get this going. All right. So, but I just wanted to show you what we got on deck. All right. So we're going to make some mashed potatoes. All right, and then I'm just going to make some sort of, beef stew, not Wellington, but just something delicious. Don't worry about it. You'll see. Just making dinner for the family, and that's it. And then we got to do some more things around the house. We'll see what's up. So, okay, I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. Let me finish up here and get back to work. All right, it's time to make some dinner. So let me show you what we got. So we got the nice big piece of beef here, just salt and pepper. That's it. We cut up the onions, a little garlic, carrots, wine. And that's it. Very, very simple. And we got the mashed potatoes right there. We're going to start that. So, okay. So when I was cutting up the potatoes, one of the potatoes was not good. So I had to throw it out, whatever. So we have a little less potato. Anyways, how do I do my potatoes? Very, very easy. You put them in the pan with cold water, okay? And salt. That's it. A generous amount of sea salt or any kind of salt, whatever. This is good stuff. Anywho's, salt, water, and nice and salty water, okay? And let's say just put it to boil, okay? So you bring it up to a boil until they're done. That's the best way to do it. Don't throw them in hot water or anything like that. So just, again, cold water, bring them up to a boil, and just watch them until they're ready. That's it, you're done. And then you're gonna see it's just a little tad bit of milk, butter, salt, pepper. That's it, white pepper. Okay, but we keep it very simple. No crazy magic. I know a lot of people do all kinds of things. Keep it very simple. So anyways, that's the mashed potatoes. We're gonna do that. And then right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the stew or the beef, whatever the hell we're gonna make here. Okay, we're gonna saute some onions. Okay, kind of saute them to the point where almost we get a caramelized onion, kind of like French onion soup. So we'll kind of do that a little bit. We're gonna deglaze with the wine. Again, keep it simple. We only have a few things in the fridge that we can work with to make this happen. Again, it's very cold, so we're looking for something that, again, a little stew, mashed potatoes, perfect. Christian made soup, the last couple days, so time for something a little different. So, all right, let's get to the first step, which the first step is that we're gonna get this guy in there. Okay, so we're gonna brown it, all right, and start the process. So, all right, let's get to cooking. We're now going to add some black pepper, some oregano, some thyme, rosemary, little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, you know, just for fun, right? And we already added salt, okay? I forgot to mention, we're also gonna add a few bay leaves. Later on, we're gonna add a bouillon cube. You guys can see here, all right, a little beef bouillon, all right? So we'll add that later. We got the beef set to the side. And we're just sauteing this down, as you guys can see. Look. Onion overboard. That's it. So we're just gonna cook this down for a little while, and then we'll proceed with adding the carrots, the wine, all that stuff. So right now we're just gonna let this, you know, when it turn the volume down, you know, AKA turn the fire down. So it's gonna cook this down, and we'll get back to this once it cooks down a bit further. A little behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. Look at this. Wonk wonk. As I was putting away the oregano, I spilled it. And I got oregano everywhere, so I gotta clean that up. Got the onions cooking away. Here, let me show you how I gotta hook this up. So my camera selfie stick thingamajiggy that I have here has like magnets at the bottom. And so I put this here, you know, it's metal, and then I'm able to just kind of, you see, give you that perspective. And it just sticks, and that's how I'm able to get this awesome view. But anyways, hope you guys are enjoying, you know, so far. Let me clean up this mess while we wait for these onions to cook down a bit more. And you got the beef over here. You got this beef over here. You got the carrots waiting on deck. Got a little wine to deglaze once the onions are cooked down a bit further. So, all right, we're gonna let this thing do its thing so I can clean up my mess. All right, I moved it over here because it's a little bit of a lower heat. So I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna go on ahead now and add a little butter, because I took the butter out in order to get it ready for the mashed potatoes that we got over here on the other side. See how they're coming along? Beautiful. So, and that's it. So I just said, oh, you know what? Let me add a little butter for this. Make it even nicer. But yeah, the house smells delicious. Onions and the garlic and the herbs is doing their thing. And yeah, we're just gonna cook it down a little further. Again, we're just trying to caramelize them a bit. So we can get that beautiful flavor, and that's about it. And then, you know, normally I wouldn't cook it down this far, but because, you know, we're doing, you know, just onions and carrots, I just decided to just make it a little onion soupy type thing, so that way it can, you know, we can have a little extra broth or something, you know, to go with it. We'll see. So that way we can enjoy that as well for the cold weather. So, all right, just a little further, and then we'll get back to this. All right, so we're gonna move this back to the, hot. Don't try that at home, guys. All right, so we got that. So as you guys can see, the carrots are nice. So as you guys can see, everything's looking nice and yummy in here. All right, so now we're gonna go on ahead and just add the carrots. As you guys can see, the potatoes, they're coming along nicely. So, you know, they're still got a ways to go. But they should have been, but they should take long, you know, about maybe 15 minutes give or take. You see? Let's go on ahead and add the beef bouillon cube in there. And now we're gonna just deglaze with a nice helping of wine. Red wine goes great with beef. All right, and while this cooks down, I'm gonna go on ahead and get some water to add to this. All right, now that it's cooked down for a bit, I'm gonna go on ahead and add the beef back in there with the little juices. And add the water, all right? Again, add enough water to cover, and again, a lot of this water is going to evaporate, and we want a broth at the end of the day. So we're just going to let this thing just do its thing. We're going to just go on ahead and just set it and forget it. So I'm going to go on ahead and cover it, and we'll check on this in about an hour or so. In the meantime, we're still waiting on the potatoes. So again, you know, they're almost there. I would say another 10-15 minutes. So we'll come back in a little bit once these potatoes are done. Again, I don't want the, you know, water to be boiling all the way. This is perfect. All right, so we got the meat soup thingy doing its thing. Potatoes are done. So we're gonna go on ahead and drain them and get them going. So first things first, we're gonna turn off the fire. Again, we already double checked that the potatoes are cooked. So let's just drain these real quick. We're not gonna save any of the water. So just go on ahead and drain them, and we'll return them back to the pot. All right, now I'm gonna go on ahead and use some sweet potatoes, since again, we don't have enough potatoes. So we're gonna do a mixture here, have some fun with it. All right, so we're gonna mix some sweet potato in there. Next thing we're gonna go on ahead and do is just add a big glob of butter. Just add that in there now so it can start melting away. Very important, you gotta add some salt. A nice amount of salt there. And some white pepper. Oh, I'm spilling things everywhere today. Anyways, a little white pepper, not too much. And just a little bit of milk, just a tad bit. We can add more if needed. All right, so let's just mix this up. All right, so we've already mixed it nice and well. It's all incorporated. We had Christian come downstairs for a taste test. All is good. So I did not have to add anything extra, just mixed it real well. Just a little bit of a few chunky bits in there, as you guys can see, of a potato, but yes, it's all good. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and transfer this to another bowl. All right, we're gonna pop it in here and set it to the side and wait for the meat to be done, and then we should be ready for dinner. All right, guys, look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful sight. All right, we're all done. Nice, simple meal. All right, I'm gonna go on ahead and get Christian's dinner ready. So we already served her some mashed potato, sweet potato mix there. And I'm gonna go on ahead and we're gonna get the beef ready. So what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna just cut against the grain. So you guys can see the grain is going this way. So we're gonna cut against it. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and look at that. And a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's it, a little roast beef. All right, so now we're just gonna go on ahead and return all this back to the pot. It's yummy, yummy. All right, so now we're just gonna go on ahead and serve Christian. Nice.
Sí.
Look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so Christian's gonna serve herself some broth. I'm gonna give her a little broth here. And she's gonna just have that like a little onion soup on the side. Look at that. What a beautiful, look at this beautiful soup, right? Perfect for the cold weather. Nice little onion soup. And we got this beautiful little beef stew there. All right, good stuff. Okay, so Christian's waiting patiently to go eat, so time to feed the wife. All right, so how is it? Is it good? Nice and yummy? See, it's so good that she's decided to appear on camera. All right, very nice and warming and comforting, right? Very yummy, delicious. Also time to feed Gizmo, right, buddy? Time for him to eat too, so we're gonna feed him and gonna wrap this bad boy up. All right, finally got the proper table here. So happy I was able to organize the kitchen and you know, get everything ready so that in a couple days I can really start working on making fruit roll-ups and start working on the dehydrator again. Now the main reason you know, I'm not working on it today is because, you know, I can start, you know, getting the fruit puree ready and start doing this overnight. But the thing is that out here where I live in the winter time, what happens is that they charge a lot more for electricity because, well, most people are not using the air conditioners because it's so cold, or, you know, technically, you know, it's usually cold, right? This year, particularly cold. But during the summer, well, you get the same rate throughout the year. Therefore, you know, I can run the machine overnight and things like that. So right now, I'm kind of trying to just do this and run it during the day, not so much at nighttime if I don't have to. Especially, again, you know, this dehydrator, you know, runs for hours and hours, you know, 8, 10, 12, 20 hours, whatever. But thank goodness also the fruit roll-up thing is only like 8 hours, 10 hours, give or take. So, you know, we're going to try and work on that. Hopefully, you know, later on this week. Again, we got a lot of things on deck. So, again, you can check out the other channel so you can see what I'm up to. But I just wanted to just let you guys know, again, you know, by this time you guys have already seen, you know, everything I did from start to finish throughout the day. You already saw the end results of the beef stew thingy that I made with the mashed potatoes and all that good stuff. But again, as you guys know, I'm filming throughout the day and it takes time. So this is a little behind the scenes stuff where I would film the ending earlier so that way I can get some better lighting so you guys can see me a little better. But anywho's, without further ado, I really hope you guys are enjoying these videos so far. I really hope you guys are enjoying hanging out with me in the kitchen. It seems like the last time I published a vlog, you enjoyed it, so I decided to do another one. We'll be doing recipes and all that in the future. But again, I'm just trying to figure out what we're gonna do here with the channel. I know we're gonna be cooking and having fun. And let me know if you guys wanna see a live stream, if you guys are interested in a live stream on this channel, talking about something in particular. Let me know below, you know, let me see if you are, you know, watching this video all the way through, and if you are, let me know, just with any kind of suggestions. Hey, I wanna talk about bananas. Or, you know, talk about the differences between onions and all that good stuff. But anywho's, all right, guys, I don't want to waste any more of your time. I know you guys have, you know, blessed me with your time. You know, it's very valuable, and I really hope you guys are enjoying these shows that I'm putting on this channel, the other channel, and all that good stuff. Again, you already know the deal, guys. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more, don't forget to, you know, check out the other channels. But more importantly, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.